So this is the second half where we look at the energy storage for a distributed system. This is again ranked at 77, enabling technology, so cost and savings are already embedded in the renewable energies that we decided. Going back to some of these images from renewable energy world, this is showing the centralized to distributed storage value. So it's going from 765 kV here to 345 to 138. I'm not going to talk too much about these because we need a power engineer to describe us all those things. And we are here at commercial and industrialized scales. So the value proposition here, again, as we looked already in the utility scale distributed system, it's ramping, spinning reserve, supports wind farm integration, frequency control, black start. So that's you can think of it as a cold start. Value proposition reduces transition congestion, substation overloading, power quality in terms of the stability of the voltage and amperes and so on. Value proposition here at the community scale reduces distribution congestion, which we already mentioned in the last podcast, reduces conductor upgrades, support distributed generation, and mitigates outages. So this is something we want in addition to renewables, is the not just solar farms and utility scale wind farms and so on, but also the ability to have distributed generation, especially to have the value addition of microgrids that we talked about. And the value proposition here at commercial and industrial scales, we have in terms of storage value, leverage of TOU pricing, demand charge reduction, demand response, firms distributed solar, critical load support, and so on. Let's make sure we define TOU before we go on. Time of use energy metering, so leverage time of use pricing, so you can have flexible pricing based on when you draw on the power. This is like paying an extra toll when you want to use peak time driving by yourself or to enter a city and so on. Tesla, which is trying to revolutionize energy storage, says here, creating a new energy future vector. You can see Tesla here. A Tesla Powerwall being installed and celebrated at the Rongomai School in Auckland, New Zealand. The primary school specializes in curriculum designed around Maori cultural values. The battery allows the school to be powered after hours and into the evening from its solar array. So really setting up social value of renewable energy there as well. So this is now looking at how the prices are expected to drop by 2030 with respect to 2016 for the various electricity storage system installed, so that you can look at lead acid 2016 2030 50% drop, VRLA, which is, so these are the various terminologies: valve regulated lead acid, sodium sulfur, sodium nickel chloride, vanadium redox flow batteries, zinc bromide flow damn it. My pointer is also the mouse pad, which is very sensitive on this HP computer that I have. Nickel cobalt aluminum, nickel manganese cobalt oxide, lithium manganese oxide, lithium iron phosphate, and lithium titanate. Anyway, you can see that the price drop expected out to 2030, all of them are above 50, some are as high as 66%. Combine that with the solar panel efficiency, which is still really low. As we said, even the plants harvest at only 2 to 5%, but we cannot afford as many solar panels. Plus, we haven't mastered the art of having these little solar panels that can be used. Obviously, they will come eventually being embedded in clothes or little cell phones, I don't know, whatever else you can think of. So starting in 1960, Hoffman Electric achieves 14% efficiency in PV cells. 1992, University of South Florida fabricates a 15.89% efficient thin film cell. 18.2 here, 22.04. 22.5, 22.8, and here we are in July 27 at 44.5% efficiency, but that is in a prototype for a solar cell, and it's not a commercial scale or even a something that will work at as a rooftop. So it's still prototype, but there are a lot of venture capitalists putting money into doing startups which can increase the panel efficiencies. Solar PV panel costs have dropped from 16 now to 2016 to 2020. From $357 down to this is gross cost per watt by half year. So you have half year of 16, half year of 70 is first half, second half of each of these years. So here we are in 2020 second half, the price drop of 21% compared to where we were in 2016, first half of 2016, right? So all good news. Distributed energy storage is an essential supporting technology for many solutions. Microgrids that we talked about, net zero buildings, grid flexibility we talked about, and rooftop solar all depend on or are amplified by the use of dispersed storage systems, obviously, which facilitate uptake of renewable energy and avert expansion of coal, oil, and gas electricity generation. Adoption of distributed storage varies depending on whether it is used as an urban or rural setting. Those dynamics are not explicitly modeled in this book, the report that we are looking at. So that's the utility scale and distributed storage systems, which are going to be very important to deal with intermittencies of renewable sources and to make sure that we can in fact integrate them completely into grids at every scale, from utility to microgrids and so on.